Hello again and welcome to Paul's Racing channel and welcome to a brand new championship series that we're running here at the Ultimate Racing League. So this is our new Wednesday night multi-class championship. I'm covering League 2, so these are the League 2 drivers. And as the name would suggest, multi-class is a mix between GR1s and GR3 machines. So you can look at you can see the GR1s there on the screen at the front of the grid. All some really quick machines, and then a mix of GR3s behind them. So this is round one. This is Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya on the GP layout, but this is the one without the chicane. It's a 2.8 mile clockwise circuit here in Spain, and we've got one 60-minute race basically, but what I'm going to have to do is because I don't actually run these live, these commentaries, I'm going to have to do two 30-minute splits here, but it'll still be the same race and it'll still be the hour, but it'll be two videos at 30 minutes each. So just run through a couple of little things really. So in terms of tyres, all drivers have got to run all three racing compounds throughout the race. Minimum of 2 laps for each of them, so you can run them as many times as you like, as long as it's more than the 2 laps. So a bit of a strategy here. Obviously fuel as well will be involved, pit stops, etc. That's all about how many stops the guys are going to do within the teams. So we have got teams as well. We've got teammates, one of which will be driving the GR1 and the other one will be driving the GR3 choice. So there are teammates, but for each class. 10 rounds. As I say, this is round one. And, I think let's get through this grid, shall we? Obviously, the GR1s are at the start of this. That's the front of this grid, being that they are a lot faster. So let's go through it. So in pole position, we have P. White. We have Declan in second, Castian in third, Ninky in fourth. That's Life in fifth. This is a start. This is actually the front of our, or first of our GR3 cars. We've only got 4 GR1s out there tonight for this first round. That's Life, who's one of our new guys here. So welcome to him. Is in 5th place, or effectively first for the GR3s. Got Paul, myself in 6th place, Graham in 7th, Evil Knievel in 8th, Archer in 9th, Potsy in 10th, and Dizzy Rip in 11th place. Right, I think I've covered it all. Sure I have. Let's get this race underway then. Here we go. Now obviously there's going to be a lot of blue flags being raised for the GR3 guys. They will be lapped several times by these faster machines in the GR1s as they come down to turn 1 here. Elf corner, I believe it is. We'll go through nicely. And here come the GR3s. Evil Knievel there looking at Graham. Archer, another one of our new guys here tonight. A couple of newbies, if you like, here to the Ultimate Racing League, which is really good to see, obviously. It's Graham now under pressure from Evil Knievel. I think he's actually gone up the inside. He has in that Supra. So Evil Knievel makes it up to 7th place. That Golf livery. Oh, and we've got a yellow flag now. Who's that about? Let's have a look. Who's up? It's got to be at the front here. It's Castian, I believe it is. So let's have a look. The rear damage to the rear wheel there for Castian. Let's go back and have a look and see what happened to him. So he's in 3rd, chasing down Declan. Oh, gets on the grass sideways and then into the gravel pit on the outside of turn. It's back on track, stays out of the way. Obviously GR3s are now taking him over, but we'll be back up and running. We'll be passing them again. Graham ahead of him in 7th. So that's Life, who's in 5th place, being chased down by Evil Knievel, and here comes Castian, already past, almost on the grass again, but past 2 there, down the straight, and it's right up behind Paul, who's in 4th. A bit of a moment from Castellan, but he's there, and I think Ninky's had a moment as well. Let's have a look. Seems to be slowing down. There's his teammate Paul. So there's an example of both teammates for Team Patronus, Ninky and Paul. But let's have a quick look at what happened to Ninky, because I think, did he have a moment somewhere? Let's have a look. He did, there he is. So into third, down to this really tight hairpin. Corner, did he get it a little bit wrong? Yeah, just a bit too much power. Back end came round onto the grass, and then he's got to kind of get out of the way for the other guys as they come through, streaming through the corner. Manages to just stay out of the way. His teammates behind him, just waiting for him to kind of get going again, and then he's off and running. He's Ninky. Castellan now all over the back of Paul, and up the inside he goes at the final corner. So they start lap 2 around here at Catalunya, but all the time these are having some dramas. P. White in first place, he's absolutely flying here. A bit glitching as well tonight. We'll have to put up with that, I think. For whatever reason, there's a little bit going on. So P. White in the lead. Looking comfortable in that GR1 machine. Declan in second. Looking good there. It's already them two. Massive gap back then to the next GR1, who's Ninky in third. It's Castellan in fourth place. So there's your 4 GR1s. Here's the start of the GR3s. Paul in 5th place, myself, and coming through now for that difficult little corner. One little moment from Archer there, I believe it was. Got himself almost on the grass, and who's at the back? Is that Dizzy? No, it's Graham. Graham's had a bit of a moment down there. What happened to Graham? Well, he's got a half a second penalty, but what else happened to him? Well, he's got the penalty before then, so he picked that up early in the lap. It's a difficult corner, this one, this right-hander, left-hander, sorry. Down to this next left-right into the dip. A little bit of camber here as well. And he just runs it a bit wide over the... It's not actually too bad, actually. Just took a lot of the inside curve, so actually it wasn't too bad. Just stayed out of the way of Dizzy and Potsy, who goes through. Potsy in that Corvette, Dizzy in the other Merc. So Potsy in 9th, Dizzy in 10th. So effectively what's happening here, there's going to be 2 kind of championships going on the same circuit. So you've got the GR1 championship, you've got the GR3 championship going on, really, in terms of points. Obviously the GR1 boys will be fighting it out between themselves, and likewise for the GR3s. Obviously there's a lot of difference in speed, lap times, as we see that's life coming in very early. So did he start on a hard end? Looks like he did. So he's got out of them nice and early. So he's be changing onto a soft or medium tyre there. I think he probably goes on to the soft, actually. We'll keep an eye on that. Our leader. Still ahead of Declan in second. In terms of what the rules are with the blue flags, well, obviously they'll be out for the GR3s for when the GR2 cars do come up behind them, but crucially it's up to the GR1s to get past the GR3s. The GR3s shouldn't just pull over and allow them to go past. Obviously it's still to be clean, but GR3s don't have to kind of give the place to the GR1s. It's up to the GR1s to make that move and make it clean. They've got to just run their own race. Oh, it's a little bit of coming together between Ninky and Castellan. Having their own little battle here, aren't they? In third and fourth, these two. Down the straight now, let's see what's in it between these two. Not a lot, I don't think. It's the same car, isn't it? So, it'll be, in terms of speed, much in it, but of course Castellan has got that inside line now on the Ninky, so does he get it on the brakes? I think he does. Yeah, gets that third place back. Ninky in fourth. This looks like this battle's going on between these two. We've got the P. White and Declan in first and second with their battle going on, and then this two's a closer battle here in third and fourth between Castian and Ninky. And actually, I was the teammate to Ninky, as I've said, and prior to the championship running, the plan was for me to actually be in the GR1, and Ninky was going to be in this Mercedes GR3 car, but the plan changed between us, and we've decided that we'd swap, and so Ninky went into the GR1 and I went into this car, which suited me better, if I'm honest. I don't think either of us really particularly got on with the GR1, but someone had to drive it, and unfortunately for Ninky, he got it. So he will then into 6th place, or 2nd in the GR3s. I'm going to keep doing that all the way through the championship, the 10 rounds, but you're going to get the idea anyway. So he's 6th on track, but 2nd in the GR3 class. Archer out in 7th. As I say, one of our new guys. He did come. It wasn't him that went in, was it? It was That's Life that went in. I thought he was the one that went in the pits, but Archer in 7th then, and that McLaren. It was quite a funny little story with him, actually. He's, as I say, he's a new one that joined us for this round, and to be fair to him, when you're getting chucked into a championship, especially one as complex as this one, really difficult to know what car you really want to try. So I think before we started, he was trying out a few different cars and decided that he'd stick with the McLaren, or go with the McLaren in the end. Don't know whether that was whether that would have been his final choice, or whether it was just a case of he just needed to get in something in the end, so that's what he went for. But he's doing well anyway. He's in 7th at the moment. He's not far now behind, is he, Evil? So he's chasing him down, and then we've got Graham in 8th. He's owned a bit now, Graham. I've got to thank for the replay, by the way, for saving those for me to use for this. So thank you to Graham. Call him Graham. He's actually, I think it's a Grahamid, but just easy to say Graham, so we'll stick with Graham, so I know him. Sure he's be offended by that. Hot seat out in 9th, half a second penalty for him. Great looking Corvette, that Monster Energy. He's gone now in 9th place for him, and then closely followed by Dizzy Rip. Declan's teammate. Now here we go, here's an example of the blue flag, so it's going to be another GR1 car coming up behind him very soon. So if we stick with Dizzy just for the second, he's on the hard tyres. There it is, it's P. White, and he's going to go past him just like that. And in fact, actually, I think he might be his teammate. So I think it might be P. White and Dizzy who are teammates here, looking at the liveries, but I might got that wrong. But that's how simple it is. There's That's Life in 11th. Of course, he came in, didn't he? Changed tyres from the hards to the mediums. That Lamborghini. So 11th for him at the moment, but we're only 10 minutes in to this race. Inky's now in the pits. His first stop. One other thing we've got here is we see P. White taking a couple of the GR3s past Evil Knievel and Graham. He's our leader, P. White. But yes, another thing that's his tyre's got to be coming in soon. His front left, which is the one that everyone's gonna struggle with, being a clockwise circuit. That left's going to be the one that's going to take most of the abuse. It's a very abrasive circuit around here at Barcelona as well, so it's not going to take long for these tyres to wear out. So he's in now. Declan in second. But yeah, so what I was going to say is we've got changeable weather conditions here as well. I don't think we've got any rain, but certainly we're going to be starting, and there'll be a little bit of nighttime racing as well. We'll be involved as we progress through this round. So both our GR1 leaders are in, P. White and Declan. So Castian a little way back. Don't think he's going to manage to get into the lead as he's still coming down that back straight. I think they're probably leaving pit lane now. They are. There's P. White coming out now. Behind Archer, I think that was the McLaren there in front of him. He's holding the fastest lap. Yes, it is 129.7 as well as P. White. Goes right round the outside. Really tough corner that at Renault. Takes a real lot. That's where a lot of your tyres going to be shredded going round now. It's a fast corner, but also you can't take it flat because you'll end up going. It sort of pulls you out to the outside. Go too far out there, could be in a bit of trouble, not only with the penalty but also with the dirt and debris that's out of the racing line as he goes up past Potsy now. There's the difference in speed between these GR1s and GR3s. The GR3s are quick, of course, we know all about them, but it just goes to show just how quick these GR1 cars are. Declan goes through as well. So it's all closing up nicely between all these cars here. Graham on his own a bit. It's in 5th place though, is Graham. Dizzy in 6th. Got 2 leagues running on this championship as well. League 1 obviously running the same time as the League 2 at the same venue. Being covered by our other commentator Mark Wilson at Slowpoke Racing. Check that out on YouTube. Always worth a watch, along with our other commentators of course, but I'll let you have their channels next time around, their channel names. Blue flag for Dizzy, so he's going to be having one of the GR1s coming up on him super quick as he comes through. Les is there, still sticking on their hard tyres is Dizzy, getting them out of the way, but it's our leader P. White going through. Plenty of room given, as you'd expect, being teammates from Dizzy. Myself in 7th. So I've actually come in now, got myself on the hard tyres. Started on the softs, which only lasted probably 6 laps at best. Maybe I had to get a 7th one out of there, but I didn't chance it. Came in after 6 laps and went on to the hard tyres for a slightly longer stint. Getting chased down by That's Life though in 8th in that Lamborghini, who's already been in, remember. He's on the medium tyres, so he's going to be chasing Paul down here as well. And then they're being hunted down by Declan now in the GR1 car. As I say, remember, it's not for the GR3s to move out of the way, it's for the GR1s to go round them. Just like that, they go past. Of course, it's up to the GR3s to be aware of what's happening around them with the blue flags and with their mirrors. You know, they've got a certain degree of responsibility as well, of course. But in terms of actually the pass itself, entirely up to the GR1s to make the move, make it clean in the in a proper place where you can pass, to be fair. Let's see another half a second for him, so he's picking up a few penalties around here. It's quite an easy track to pick up penalties, to be fair, and he's grabbing a few. Obviously track limits taking a little bit there. I think he might have actually got, I thought he got another one there, but no, he just got that. It's a yellow flag. Is that a GR3 or is that a GR1 that's gone off as we see him battling with Archer now? The camera wants to come back into play, and you can see if there was I think there was a car ahead of them, but of course I can't see who it is at the moment. It was definitely a GR1. So we see him now. It's about to start. No, it wasn't actually. It was a GR3. It was one of the Mercs. So was it? Myself, possibly. I think I might have made a bit of an error through the just before the chicane. It's going to be a difficult race to actually look at all the cars differently because of the different classes, trying to pick them up on camera. It's quite difficult as we see Castian going through past Archer, and past Potsy. Runs a bit wide though, does Castian, and he's struggling a bit to get that GR1 car stopped, but gets through in the end. Past Archer in 9th, Potsy in 10th now. Oh, Potsy's off. Now what was that? So a lot of damage as well there, Potsy. Was that a little nudge or a little touch? No, that was okay. So no, he just came round and bang into the wall. And front right damage on the car. Full damage isn't on, so it will reset itself. Like our Tuesday Championship, the GR2 Enduros, which full damage. That's it. You have to come into the pits to get that repaired. So a little bit more forgiving in that respect. So 11th for Evil, who's must have been in, and Potsy's off again. He's struggling big time, isn't he? And he's still got a little bit of grip on those tyres. So what happened there? Just seen him back come round on him, and yet again exactly the same. Parks it nicely on the grass though, but don't really want to be sitting there. Gets it straightened back up again and back on track, but it's twice then in the space of just a couple of corners that he's back came round on him. Potsy, Corvette, just we know it's a powerful car. Maybe just applying that power a little bit too early. Ninky now. Yeah, Potsy stays well out of the way. Let's Ninky go past. He's in 4th place, Ninky. Oh, and Ninky's made a mistake. So let's have a look what happened there. Did he? I think he just done exactly the same. I think he'd done it earlier, didn't he, actually? Back end, it's going to be. He's just done exactly what Potsy done in the GR3, but it's an easy place to make the mistake on the hairpin. Yeah, bang, bit of power. Almost caught it as well, but it just came snap back out on him, and it's had to do full 3-point turn and gets it going again. So Ninky in 4th. Looks like he's been in and has come onto the hard tyres. Let's have a look at our leader then in this group. He's pulled away from Declan. Looks like he's been in as well. Come onto the medium tyres, grab some fuel too. But he's absolutely flying here in position 1 for P. White. There's Declan coming round now, so P. White is at the end of the start and finish. Declan is just starting it, so that's your gap between the two 1st and 2nd place GR1 cars. Full length of the really long straight here at Barcelona. As you can see, night time is just starting to come in, so lights are on. Means track temperature is going to go down a bit. Means these cars are going to feel different again. in both classes, just in the GR1s. Up to the 20-minute mark in this race now. As Catalunya in third place looks to go past That's Life. So try the outside line, he does. Dirty out there, but he should be right in his GR1s. Just like that, he's through. And now, I think he's got Dizzy ahead of him, he has. And problem for Cassian, through he goes. So all of a sudden now that the night time has arrived, I can tell you the cars certainly felt different. So it's almost a reset of your car control and memory really to try and get these cars feeling the way you want them to feel. The weather differences. It's Ninky. And it's difficult. Left hand, I think it's called Seat. Down to another difficult left-right. Can take too much of the side curve there. That's a place where you can pick up a penalty for track limits for cutting the for straight lining it through there. Graham's in, so this looks like this could well be Graham's second stop, possibly. Might actually be his first stop. He's on the hards, isn't he? So maybe this is his first stop. I think he started on the hards, Graham. So as you can see, still got quite a bit of life in those tyres actually. It's just the fuel that he really needed. He had barely anything left on there, so maybe he's on the hard side, so he's going on hard, so perhaps it wasn't. But he's in 9th. I myself coming in as well, so it's time for me to come off the hards, even though there's plenty of life on those. I think it's just a tyre change here for me. I didn't bother with the fuel. No, fuel was okay for me, although in the end I did have to do a little bit of fuel saving, so perhaps should have put just a little splash in. But anyway, I to the medium, so I'm into my third compound already and 22 minutes in. So 10th for me, 11th for Potsy, another half a second penalty. Certainly racking up these red penalties, isn't he, Potsy, in the Corvette. Being taken out by Castian, is that? It is. White still with that 129.7. No one's got close to that yet in the GR1s, and he hasn't beat his own time. There he is. So let's have a look at the gap. So P White there is just about coming round to start lap 16. He's picked up a penalty though, but that's not going to play too much of a part, such as the gap back to Declan. Well, let's have a look. Let's come down along the start and finish. Where's Declan? There's Miles back. In fact, you could almost get led by P White if he's not careful. He's obviously been in to be that far back, Declan, because he's got new tyres on there and a full tank of fuel as well. So that's why he's so far back there from P White. Looks like he's fastest. Yeah, he's not. So I think it's a couple of seconds slower than P White at the moment. Fastest lap that is. Castian now in third. About 3 seconds slower than our leader, but doing well in third place at the moment. Oh, and most commentators curse that he's not far behind Declan at all. Declan's there in front, so just a little mistake there coming out that final corner. Just ran it a little bit hot in there. quite easily done, because you think you can take it full throttle, and you probably can in these cars, to be fair, through that final corner. He's just a little bit, just left it a bit late and ran it off. Cost him a little bit of time, but still got Declan in his sight. So he runs it again wide. That was a corner I was telling you about. Very easy to do it there. And Renault. Ninky in fourth place. As I said earlier, neither of us really wanted to drive the machine, but Ninky, and fair play to him, he put his hand up in the end and said, look, you know what, I'll take it if you don't want to do it. It wasn't really a case I didn't want to do it, it was just a case when I tried it, it just didn't feel good. Not for me anyway. I was struggling to settle with it really, so I thought, well, he might have a little bit more luck in at least controlling it, and at the moment he's doing a good job in fourth place there. I'm sure I wouldn't have been half as good as he would have been had I been in the cockpit of that car. Talking of which, let's go in on the cockpit of the car, shall we? So we're on board with Ninky now. Not much you can see out of them really, just got that kind of little channel between the two big wings either side there, you can see. So very difficult to see out of these cars. Comes now down to the hairpin. And he's made a couple of little back end errors here, but he's managed to get through there nicely this time. Easy to rev it out and easy to lose it round this right hander as well. Now through this final sector, no chicane of course. Use that curb on the outside and another power on across the line to start lap 17. So that was on board the GR1 car. Archer now up to 5th place, the first of the GR3s. Sporting those yellow headlights, which aren't always the best when it's a night race, although I think we've seen most of the night time now. Looks like it's now coming back to morning time. Seems like the sun's now coming up again. They have very quick days here in Spain, in Barcelona. Night time, it doesn't last very long before it's light night-time again. Before it's light again, I should say. Or at least not on the game, anyway. Still capacity crowd here. Seeing this one through as we reach the 28th minute mark here of the race, almost halfway through. Now, remember what I said earlier at the start of my broadcast, that I will be doing 2 videos on each round, 30 minutes each, only because I can't record more than an hour solid because of the game's ridiculous cooling abilities. So it's just how it is. I'd love to do one complete hour-long video, but unfortunately, because of the way I do it, as I say, because I'm not doing a live broadcast as such, it's unable to. So 2 30 minutes for each round. But I'll try and stop and start at the same place if I can. So Evil Knievel then is 6th. In fact, let's go through the field, shall we, before I do cut off this particular section of the race. So P White, you know, out there in front in that GR1 car. Declan in 2nd. 1 second penalty for him. Castian in 3rd. Ninky just coming out of the pit lane in 4th. Archer, first of our GR3s, in 5th place. Evil Knievel there in 6th. Graham in 7th. Myself in 8th. Dizzy Rip in 9th. That's Life in 10th. Potsy in 11th place. So let's stick with our leader for the moment. See him through to the end of the lap. Not sure if this is his second set of tyres on the mediums, because they're wearing thin now, aren't they? He's going to need a bit of fuel, obviously, as well. The second half of this race. And as I say, I don't know whether, I would imagine it probably was his second set being on mediums. I don't think he would have made the mediums last that long if it's only his first set. Anyway, he's coming around now to complete lap 20 to start lap 21.